You kind of like disappeared on us.
Yeah,
I don't even know what was
about
happening.
that. There's a lot that was happening.
There was a lot.
Lots of compasses and finding of self happening and all that stuff, but we'll get into that.
Oh, I need to get this big elephant out of the room, Scott. I'm sorry I'm doing this, but I need to get it out of the room. At some point, you said you are resigning from music.
Yeah, I did.
Yes, you see, I told you we need to get this elephant out of the room because
that's a huge elephant.
I will not move.
And I haven't really like spoken about it.
You are going to speak about it today. So you said you were resigning from music.
Yeah.
And then we see you drop music.
New music or
Just,
other music.
Just tell us, what happened? We are curious to know.
Well, there was a lot that was happening in my life at the time, and I felt like I just needed to put that pressure, some of that pressure off, get that pressure off my shoulders for a bit, and step away from the music, because it was immense, and I had a lot of people counting on me for certain things, so I couldn't be in 10 places at once. You know what I'm saying? So, for me, I had to take a little break. And at the time, I was so frustrated about a lot of things because I had so much on my mind about my family and all these other things that I didn't really have, people that I could talk to about it. So I just thought, let me step away for a bit.
So why didn't you announce that you were stepping away for a bit, but you announced?
Because in that moment, you never really know. All these people have been talking about all this mental health stuff.
If you're a musician,
and it's like,
music
that
is
stuff
part
is crazy.
of you, fam. In fact, you doing music is actually therapeutic for you artists, especially.
That's
so I'm like,
yeah, it was a crazy period for me because at the time I didn't really understand what was going on with me personally, but I just felt like all this heft on my conscience, on my mind and everything. So it was kind of difficult, but with a lot more time going on as me taking time to myself and time to heal from certain trauma that I'd faced in the past few years, I began to, deal with it. And I guess it's not the end. There's always music to be made.
True. So yeah. I'm going to ask you this so that you can say it right here now so that we're clear and we understand. Are you back? Or should we expect another resignation later? No, I need to be sure.
No resignations this time. I'm back for sure. Back with the music.
Speaking of being
back. What's up. Yeah.
Speaking of being back, I mean, we are expecting a video for everything.
Yeah. It's dropping.
It's dropping. Yeah. When should we expect it to drop?
2 weeks. It should be out on every platform, public domains, television, and everywhere. So right now we're just in the process of onboarding the video to certain media houses that we're in, strategic media houses. So everybody should expect to see it in the next 2 weeks. Probably the other Friday.
And speaking of everything, now let's talk everything. Yeah. This song, initially you dropped it some time back, and then you're now working on dropping the video in the next 2 weeks. So when are we getting new music from Scott?
Well, new music has been around, we've been trying to get all this stuff into a proper package for people to receive, because a lot of people have been saying, we need more music from you other than singles. And there's lots more than I've released so far, like old stuff. And then there's new stuff that I've been working on. I feel like this stuff is ready for the market. I want people to listen to this stuff. It should be dropping any second.
So is that you working towards a project, maybe like an EP, mixtape, album?
Yeah.
Because you're talking about all this, and I'm like, please, fam, say it like it's supposed to be.
A lot of people expect a body of work at this point, but for so long actually. But then, there's always so many different challenges that artists face and everything to just get that body of work to feel cohesive. You know what I'm saying? So all that process for us has taken much longer than we expected, much longer than I expected personally. And I feel like it's finally ready. I feel like it's time for people to hear something that's more cohesive, that's well put together for everyone to just listen from start to finish and say, oh, okay, this is the kind of story I'm getting from this.
Speaking of kind of story you're getting from this, I mean, you speaking earlier on about how you had to step away from the music.
Yes.
Is the music you're about to drop going to, show the vulnerable side of Scott? Definitely. Instead of the lover boy that we all know in your songs. I'm going to say it like it is.
Because most of it, I'm glad you asked that question, because most of where the frustration came from was the fact that I was making music for people in terms of what I felt they wanted to hear, and not what was really going on with me. So if you really want to get like to know a side of me that has all the trauma, that's going through all the good things, the highs and the lows, look out for this album. It should be dropping anytime soon. I'll be announcing the date.